game updated and your mod stopped working. These are your options regarding what you can do. Welcome to GamerPoets and to Modding My Way. Sit back, relax, and pause when needed. You got this. Why do mods break? Some mods reference the game's version. The game gets an update, numbers or IDs change. The mod now requires adjusting for it to work again. There are other mods that rely on and change specific game code. If the reference code is changed or altogether removed, a mod may need to be rebuilt entirely. In either case, this requires time and desire. For most, modding is a hobby. Treat each other kindly and keep it fun for everyone. In the meantime, what can you do about mods that have stopped working? One option is to roll back to your previous game build where your mods used to work. Open Steam. Open your library. Right-click Valheim, Properties, Betas. Click this drop-down. In order, these are the options to try when rolling back your game to previous versions. None. This has you opt out of public test builds. Of course, you have to enter a code to unlock test builds in the first place. If you have opted in, but now want to revert back, simply click None, and Steam will re-download the most recent stable build. Default Old, Previous Stable will roll your game back to the stable build prior to the one provided by the None option. Default Pre-ML or Pre-Mistlands. This option rolls the game back prior to the last major DLC-sized update. Once Ashlands comes out, this option will likely be replaced with Pre-AL, so on and so forth. If you haven't played the game or haven't updated your mods in a number of months, this is your final rollback option. Select it, let Steam do its work, then try to play. Maybe rolling back doesn't work. Maybe it did work, but you want the new content from the recent game release. Luckily, not all mods break with updates. In fact, most of the ones that I use have been completely unaffected. Here's how to figure out what mods have actually stopped working, how to remove them, and how to keep track of them. When you launch the game, the second window opens. Provided by Bepinex, this is a log of things loading in and out of the game as they occur. The only thing that you are concerned with here is red text. Ignore the rest. Within the red text, you'll find the name of the problem mod. Note it, close the game, remove it like we did in the previous video by deleting the mod files, and you are good to go. Or, instead of just deleting the mod, you can do what I do. Create a folder, name it something like this. Create another folder inside and name it after the mod that needs updating. Put all of the files from that mod inside, then delete the mod files from the game folder. Now I have my old configs and files safely aside, and a record of what mods I use that need updating before I reinstall them. When you finish removing a problem mod, launch the game again. Check the log again, look for more red. If you find any, locate the mod's name, repeat the removal steps. Do this until the game works again. Log note. The only mod I've noticed that sometimes has red and still works for me is Jotun the Valheim library. The game updates, I have some red, but the game works just fine. The mods that I use which require Jotun work just fine as well. I have no issues with them. I couldn't tell you why. Just be aware. To help you keep track of what mods need to be updated, Nexus Update Check lets you know if any mods that you have installed have been updated. Once you get to the main menu, wait a minute to see if anything appears in this window. If a mod shows up, it means there is a new version available for download. The caveat, it only works with mods downloaded from Nexus. You have to manually check for Thunderstore updates and the like. To install this mod, download the archive. Open it. In the second window, open the game folder, Bepinex, Plugins. Drop the DLL inside. That's it. Keeping in mind that I don't use a mod manager, and I explained why and how in the previous video, here is how to update mods. Download the mod archive from the newly updated mod. Drag and drop all of the contents into the correct locations, overwriting the old files. That's it. You install the update mod the exact way that you did the original mod. Overwrite the old with the new. To be safe, before overwriting the old, you can make backups. If you ever roll the game back to an older version, you may need the older version of the mod as well. Eventually, older versions of the game won't be around. At that point, your only option is to check for mod updates or to do without the mods that keep your game from working. And finally, here's a bit of a bonus. For those of you who want to use older texture mods like Ivy's Texture Pack. At the time of this video, Ivy's Texture Pack won't appear in-game after you install it. That's because it was created before a Valheim update changed its file naming system. Ivy's texture names simply need to be updated. You can check any older texture mod like this too. Open the game folder, Bepinex, Plugins, Custom Textures. Locate Ivy's files, or any files, and change the following. Any file that ends with the word texture, change it to main text, just like you see here with all of these files. Any file that ends with the word bump, change it to bump map, as you see me doing here with these. That's it. Once you make these changes, the textures will appear in-game. You did it! Or you will. It's a lot of information and you don't need to memorize it all. That is why the video's here. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I hope to see you soon.